Imagine this. You walk into a nutrition store on a quiet afternoon. On one side, a shelf stacked high with tubs of whey protein, each one decorated with pictures of young athletes flexing their muscles. On the other side, you see bags of plant protein powders, labeled with words like natural health and gentle for digestion. You stop for a moment, staring at both shelves. If you are over 60 and want to keep your muscles strong, which one should you choose? At first glance, the decision seems simple. For decades, whey protein has been considered the gold standard. It's often linked with bodybuilders and fitness enthusiasts, praised for its fast absorption and muscle-building power. But in recent years, plant protein has gained attention too. Advertisements now highlight its benefits for digestion, heart health, and overall wellness, especially for older adults. Suddenly, the choice doesn't look so straightforward anymore. And this is exactly where many people over 60 find themselves today. They want to maintain strength, stay active, and avoid the muscle loss that often comes with age. But they also want to feel comfortable, protect their digestion, and support their long-term health. So the question becomes, is whey protein truly the best option for muscle maintenance after 60, or could plant protein be just as powerful, maybe even better in some ways? In this video, we're going to take a closer look at both. We'll explore the science in simple terms, share real stories, and reveal surprising truths about these two popular proteins. By the end, you'll have a clear picture of how each one works in the body, and which might be the right fit for your lifestyle. If you find this topic important for your health, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who could benefit from stronger muscles and better nutrition after 60. Because the truth is, the answer isn't as simple as whey is better or plant is better. The reality may surprise you, and it could change the way you think about protein forever. John was 68 when he first began to notice his legs feeling heavier during his daily walks. He had always been active, never missing his morning routine of stretching and light exercise. Wanting to keep his muscles strong, he decided to try what he had always heard was the best, whey protein. For years, John believed whey was the ultimate choice. After all, it was advertised everywhere, from fitness magazines to TV commercials, showing young men lifting weights and drinking a shake right after. At first, it seemed to help. John felt a boost in energy after his workouts, and his muscles didn't feel as sore. But after a few weeks, something else started to bother him. He noticed his stomach felt bloated, and sometimes he even had mild cramps. He couldn't understand why. He wasn't eating anything unusual, and he was careful with his diet. Then one day, his doctor mentioned that as people age, their digestive system becomes more sensitive. Lactose intolerance or difficulty digesting dairy proteins can become more common after 60. Suddenly, the whey protein John trusted so much no longer felt like the perfect fit. Curious, John decided to try something new, plant protein. At first, he was skeptical. He thought, can plants really give me the same strength as whey? But to his surprise, after a few days, he noticed his stomach felt lighter. The bloating was gone, and he felt more comfortable after his morning shakes. Over time, he realized that while the energy boost from whey was like a flash of lightning, quick and powerful, the plant protein was more like a glowing fire in the fireplace, steady, warm, and lasting. And this comparison makes sense scientifically. Whey protein is absorbed very quickly. It is rich in an amino acid called leucine, which triggers muscle building almost immediately. That's why athletes often rely on whey right after training. But plant proteins work differently. They take longer to digest, which means they provide a slower, steadier release of amino acids into the body. This slower pace can be easier on the stomach, and the added fiber and nutrients often support gut health and even cardiovascular function. For older adults like John, this gentle effect on digestion can make a big difference. Of course, plant protein isn't perfect. It often contains lower levels of leucine compared to whey. But research has shown that with the right combination, such as blending pea protein with rice protein, it can deliver a full range of amino acids. For John, the shift wasn't just about numbers or science. It was about how he felt every day, lighter, more comfortable, and still strong enough to keep up with his daily walks. His experience highlights something many people over 60 eventually discover: the best protein for your muscles isn't just about speed or strength. It's also about how well your body can tolerate it and how it supports your health in the long run. But here's the surprising part: digestion speed isn't the only factor that matters. There's something even more important about protein after 60, something that could completely change how we think about building and maintaining muscle as we age. When we talk about whey protein, many people picture strength, speed, and efficiency. And to be fair, whey has earned that reputation over the years. It is one of the most researched protein supplements in the world, and its benefits for muscle health are especially well documented. But like every nutrition choice, whey comes with both its strengths and its challenges, something older adults need to carefully consider. The biggest advantage of whey is its amino acid profile. Whey is packed with branched-chain amino acids, commonly called BCAAs, and among them, leucine plays a starring role. Why is leucine so important? Because it acts almost like a switch for muscle growth. When you consume protein, your body breaks it down into amino acids. Leucine, in particular, sends a powerful signal to your muscles: it's time to repair, recover, and grow stronger. This is why many athletes rely on whey after workouts. It provides a quick surge of these essential amino acids, triggering muscle protein synthesis in record time. Another key strength of whey protein is its speed of absorption. Think of it like lightning: it moves quickly. Once you drink a whey shake, the protein is digested and delivered to your muscles faster than most other protein sources. For seniors who exercise, even light resistance training or daily walks, this rapid delivery can help with recovery, reducing soreness, and supporting muscle maintenance. Mary, a 72-year-old retiree, found this out herself. She began adding whey protein after her morning stretches and light weight training. Within a few weeks, she felt more energetic and noticed her muscles didn't tire as quickly. For her, whey seemed like the perfect solution. But Mary's story doesn't end there. While whey worked wonders for her muscle strength, she also noticed uncomfortable side effects. Some mornings, after finishing her shake, she would feel bloated, or her stomach felt unsettled. This is not uncommon, especially for people who are sensitive to lactose, the natural sugar found in milk. Whey is derived from dairy, so for those with lactose intolerance, digestion can become an issue. Even people without a full intolerance sometimes report mild bloating, cramping, or digestive discomfort. And this raises an important point. While whey protein is powerful, it is not always perfect for everyone, especially for those over 60. As we age, our digestive system becomes more sensitive. Foods that we tolerated well in our 30s or 40s may suddenly cause discomfort. For some older adults, whey can create more challenges than benefits, leading them to seek alternatives. Beyond digestion, there's also the question of balance. Whey protein provides a rapid spike of amino acids, but the effect doesn't last as long as some slower digesting proteins. It's like a quick burst of energy, helpful in the moment, but it fades. That doesn't make whey ineffective, it simply means it works best when timed carefully, like after exercise or when your muscles most need recovery. So, the picture becomes more complex. Whey offers proven benefits. It's rich in leucine, fast-acting, and highly effective for muscle protein synthesis. For many older adults, it can be a valuable tool in maintaining muscle health. But for others, particularly those with sensitive digestion, whey can be uncomfortable. This brings us to a question that more and more seniors are asking: is there another option? Could plant-based protein, often seen as gentler and more natural, provide the same support for aging muscles? Or is whey still the gold standard? The answer might surprise you. Because when it comes to protein, it's not always about speed, it's about sustainability. And that's where plant protein begins to shine. So, can plant protein truly replace whey as a reliable choice for muscle maintenance after 60? The truth is more interesting than you might think. When we turn to plant proteins, the variety is quite impressive. Sources include soy, pea, brown rice, chia seeds, and hemp. Each of these carries its own strengths. For example, soy is one of the most widely studied plant proteins. Pea protein is known for being gentle on digestion, rice protein adds balance, and seeds like chia and hemp bring not only protein but also omega-3s and fiber. Unlike whey, which comes from one concentrated source, plant proteins are more diverse, and this diversity can actually be an advantage. One of the clear benefits is how well many people digest them. For older adults who sometimes experience bloating or discomfort with dairy proteins, plant protein often feels lighter. Along with that, it comes naturally packaged with fiber, which supports digestion and keeps the gut moving regularly. Another unique strength is antioxidants. Many plant sources are rich in compounds that help fight oxidative stress, a factor linked not only to aging but also to slower muscle recovery. And because plant proteins come with additional nutrients like phytonutrients and healthy fats, they tend to offer a more well-rounded approach to long-term health, especially for the heart. Studies suggest that diets higher in plant protein are associated with lower cholesterol and better cardiovascular function, which becomes more important as we age. Of course, plant protein is not without its limitations. One of the main differences from whey is the amount of leucine. Whey is famous for its high leucine content, which sparks muscle protein synthesis like a switch being turned on. Plant proteins, by comparison, tend to have less leucine, which means the signal for building muscle may not be as strong. To make up for this, it often helps to combine different plant protein sources. For instance, pea and rice protein together create a more complete amino acid profile, much like fitting puzzle pieces into place. This blending approach ensures that no essential amino acid is missing, allowing the body to repair and build muscle effectively. If we look for a picture to compare, whey is like a single, powerful spotlight, bright and focused. Plant protein, on the other hand, is like an orchestra. Each instrument may not sound complete on its own, but when they come together, the harmony is rich and satisfying. This means that older adults choosing plant proteins might need to think a little more carefully about variety, but the payoff is a balance that supports not only muscle strength but overall wellness. And here's where science brings something surprising. While many assume plant protein is always weaker, newer research shows that if balanced correctly, by eating enough total protein and mixing sources, plant protein can maintain muscle nearly as effectively as whey. The story isn't about one being superior, but about how we use them. So the real question becomes, if plant proteins can stand shoulder to shoulder with whey when chosen wisely, what happens when we put the two side by side? The comparison may change the way you think about muscle maintenance after 60. After looking at both whey and plant proteins individually, it's time to ask the big question, which one is truly better for people over 60? Science gives us some useful insights. At the center of muscle building lies an amino acid called leucine. Leucine acts like a switch that turns on a pathway known as mTOR, which is directly responsible for muscle protein synthesis. In simpler terms, leucine signals your body to build and repair muscle. Whey protein contains a high concentration of leucine, which is why it often gets praised as the gold standard. It can trigger this process quickly and strongly, making it excellent for short-term recovery. But as we age, the story becomes more complex. After 60, our digestive systems often become more sensitive. Some people find that their stomachs no longer tolerate dairy-based proteins as well as before. Issues like bloating, gas, or discomfort can interfere with daily life, even if the protein itself is effective. That's where plant proteins have an advantage. They tend to be gentler on digestion, and because they come with natural fiber and antioxidants, they also support overall health, especially heart health, which becomes increasingly important in later years. This is why choosing a protein source is not simply about which one builds muscle faster. For someone with a robust digestive system, whey may indeed feel like a quick, powerful boost. For others, plant proteins may provide steadier energy and fewer side effects. The truth is that neither one is absolutely better. Instead, the real key is finding which option fits your body and lifestyle. Sometimes that even means using a combination of both, getting the fast muscle-building kick from whey, while also enjoying the long-term benefits and gentler digestion of plant proteins. So the question we should be asking is not, which one wins, but rather, which one works best for me, right now, in this stage of life? That perspective shifts the focus from competition to personalization, which is where the best results often come from. And this brings us to the next important step. Science tells us what these proteins can do, but how should you actually apply this knowledge in everyday life? So, how can you use whey and plant proteins in a way that keeps your muscles strong after 60? The answer may surprise you. Now that we've seen how whey and plant protein work inside the body, let's bring this knowledge into everyday life. The real benefit comes when we know how to use these proteins in simple, practical ways. For whey protein, one of the best times to take it is right after light exercise. This doesn't mean you need to lift heavy weights at the gym. Even a brisk walk in the park, some light yoga, or gentle resistance band movements can create small signals in your muscles asking for repair. Drinking a whey protein shake afterward can give your body the fast boost of amino acids it needs to respond to those signals. Think of it like giving your muscles the tools right when they're asking for them. Because whey works quickly, it's perfect for that post-activity recovery window. Plant protein, on the other hand, shines in your daily routine. One of the easiest ways to enjoy it is at breakfast. A scoop of plant-based protein powder blended into a smoothie with banana, almond milk, and maybe a handful of spinach makes for a gentle, nourishing start to the day. Unlike whey, which works fast, plant proteins release more steadily. That means they can help keep you satisfied, provide lasting energy, and support your muscles throughout the morning. Many people also find plant protein easier on the stomach, which can make it a comforting choice to begin the day. But here's the secret many nutritionists recommend: you don't always have to choose one or the other. In fact, combining them can sometimes bring the best of both worlds. Imagine mixing whey and plant protein in a 50-50 ratio. The whey gives you the fast action your muscles need after activity, while the plant protein adds staying power and digestive comfort. Together, they create a balanced, sustainable source of strength. It's a bit like having both a quick snack and a steady meal in the same cup. So, what about you? Do you feel whey suits you better, or do you lean toward plant protein for its gentleness and balance? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share in the comments which one feels right for your lifestyle. Your experience might even inspire someone else who is still trying to decide. And before we wrap up, there's one important truth you need to remember, something that goes beyond the type of protein you choose, and it may change the way you think about keeping your muscles strong after 60. As we bring this discussion to a close, let's step back and look at the bigger picture. After 60, your body no longer processes food in quite the same way it once did. Muscles need a steady supply of protein to stay strong, but it's not simply about eating more, it's about choosing the kind of protein that works best for your health, your digestion, and your lifestyle. There's no single answer that fits everyone. What truly matters is making sure your muscles get enough nourishment every day in a form your body can actually use. Think of whey protein as a lightning bolt, fast, powerful, and immediate. It's perfect when your muscles are calling out for quick recovery, like after a brisk walk, a light strength session, or even gardening that left your arms a little sore. On the other hand, plant-based protein is more like a gentle flame, steady, warm, and long-lasting. It supports you throughout the day, keeping your energy stable and your digestion comfortable. Neither one is superior in every situation, both have their strengths. And sometimes, the smartest choice isn't picking one over the other, but combining them. A little of the lightning and a little of the gentle flame can work together to give you the balance your muscles need. The real secret is consistency. A scoop of whey here, a plant-based smoothie there, or a mix of both, it all adds up. Over time, these small, steady choices protect your muscle mass, keep your legs stronger for walking, and give you the energy to enjoy daily life with more confidence. It's not about strict rules or complicated diets, it's about finding what feels good for your body and making it a natural part of your routine. If you found these insights helpful, I'd love for you to join this journey with us. Give this video a like, share it with a friend who might also be looking for simple nutrition tips, and don't forget to subscribe. Together, we'll keep uncovering ways to stay strong, energetic, and vibrant well into your 60s and beyond.